Hello, comic book movie fans. My name is Dan, and I just saw the Fantastic Four teaser trailer. Now, looking back on it, I I really don't know what to think about this movie. Um, I don't think I like the trailer very much because it doesn't it doesn't scream Fantastic Four. It screams sci-fi drama, and I don't understand why. Um, this movie is called Fantastic Four. There were a handful elements of probably the ultimate Fantastic Four version where they go to the negative zone, get their powers, blah blah blah, whatever. But in this day and age, post Avengers, where you can have superheroes, you can have them be ridiculous, you can have them be whatever, you can even have them in costumes and all these things, but they don't. They choose to go for a reserved teaser where if you don't know that this was a Fantastic Four and you didn't see that logo that said from the studio brought you Days of Futures Past, which is Fox, you would assume this was a sci-fi movie, right? You would assume it's a movie set in a different dimension and stuff happens, blah 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 blah. But I never got the sense of Fantastic Four. I got the sense of sci-fi. I got the sense of what's the word? Like I said, sci-fi and drama. But I didn't get a superhero vibe. I got just generic sci-fi. And it's kind of unfortunate because this is a movie about the Fantastic Four. You see Miles Teller, you see Kate Mara, you see Michael B. Jordan, and you see that other guy. You see them all in the trailer, and it assumes you know who they are. You don't. This teaser doesn't really show you anything. It shows you them, but you don't know who they are. So they go into this trailer assuming you know who they are, and that's a mistake because all it just shows you is just scenes. It shows you just characters. I have to compare this to the Ant-Man trailer. The Ant-Man trailer showed who Scott Lang was. He was a criminal. He was in jail. Hank Pym told him he has a second chance to redeem himself by working for him. And you see that in that trailer. Regardless of what you think of that trailer, it showed you motivation, it showed you what the movie was aiming for, and it showed you proof of concept by him shrinking and him riding on a wasp. And in my opinion, what this Fantastic Four movie should have been, or should have shown, or this trailer, whatever, it should have shown the Fantastic Four being the Fantastic Four. It should have shown us that they got the effects right, that they got the characters right, that they look like the Fantastic Four that we all have in our mind. And this movie, really, honestly, this movie was made to hold on to the rights of the Fantastic Four, right? It wasn't made because they had a good idea for this movie. They wanted to keep these rights because they think they can make money on it. So they decided that, okay, we can't make another Fantastic Four like the one we did back in 2000. I think it's between 2000 and 2004. I don't remember exactly when those movies. I'm not going to look it up. Why bother? And those movies had a lighthearted tone. They were kind of goofy. They weren't, they were superhero movies in that era where they were taken a little tongue-in-cheek. They weren't taken as seriously as they are now. So they decided, well, we can't be that again, so we'll be dark. We'll be the Dark Knight. We'll have dark. It'll be horrific. It'll be kind of upsetting a little bit. We got to make this different because, that's what they want. Kids want dark and different. And that's what this movie screams to me. It looks like Interstellar. I'll be perfectly honest. It has that tone of Interstellar where it's just kind of depressing and everyone's sad and there's corn everywhere for some reason. I don't know. So, I guess in conclusion, for me, this trailer didn't raise my hopes that it'll be a good movie, nor did it dash it, nor did it bring it down anymore. If I was, if you put it on a scale from 1 to 10, the way I thought about this movie, I was sitting at like a 3. I didn't really care that it existed. Because it doesn't really fit anywhere anymore. Fox says they're not going to tie it into the to X-Men. Marvel wishes they had it so they can use Silver Surfer and Galactus and expand the cosmic universe more, but this movie just kind of, it's its own thing. And to be perfectly honest, Fox is probably gonna, put that into the X-Men universe. But I just don't care about this movie. It's kind of unfortunate. This movie, these characters are really important to Marvel, even though they're being phased out because they're just shit. I mean, no one cared about these movies. I mean, no one cared about this movie. I don't. I mean, why should I? I mean, why should I care about this one particular movie? Why should I be invested in the Fantastic Four when I can look at to the MCU, when I can look at what Fox is offering, when I can look at what DC is going to end up doing? This movie is just kind of like Sony. It's there. You kind of just have to accept that it's there. And it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. And either way, it's just kind of floating in the middle of nothing, not really connected to anything, which is sad. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would hope and I would wish and I would enjoy the fact that this is connected to Marvel, that it would be, you would see him hang out with the Guardians or whatever. But it's just sort of just here. I mean, it's the redheaded stepchild of Marvel right now. No one really wants it. And there's people who say, oh, I really want this movie. I was looking forward to this movie forever. Hype. That's all that was. It's just people who just say, I really like this movie. You saw nothing of this movie. There was absolutely nothing seen of this movie for however much long, however long it was. When they first announced it was going, you saw Victor Von Doom or whatever he's called in this movie. You saw him in a trash bag, right? You saw a little bust of what Ben Grimm was going to look like. That is all you saw. That is not enough reason for you to love a movie, right? You have to see something concrete. And now that I've seen something concrete, I just don't care. I mean, flat out, it sounds bad and whatever. I just don't care. I mean, will I watch it? When it shows up on Stars, maybe. Probably. I mean, I'm not going to go out and watch this movie. Why would I? Honestly. I mean, I know I